Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and we are doing episode 10 of What Did I Get This Week? You know, if you asked me when I uploaded my first video, I honestly don't know if I would have thought that I'd still be doing these. It's not that my videos are like hard to make or anything, but you know, I've tried the whole YouTube thing a few times, and I always just eventually got bored with it or lost motivation to do it. But I kind of like that it gives me something to do and like to work on every week. And it helps me appreciate everything I'm collecting, you know, just a little bit more. Anyway, looking at our Viz releases, we've finally got volume 30 of Jujutsu Kaisen, meaning the full series is now available in print. When I started collecting the manga, I think there were only a few volumes out, so you know, it's going to be kind of weird not having any more releases to look forward to, except for the Modulo spin-off, which, you know, I'm sure we'll be getting that sooner rather than later. I know some people were a little disappointed with the ending, but personally I didn't have any major issues with it. Maybe if I reread the whole series from start to finish, you know, I might notice some things being unaddressed or retconned or whatever. But the core, like, emotional and thematic payoff of the ending, I think is still really good. And we do also get some extra little epilogue mini chapters at the end of this volume 2, which is pretty nice. I read through those a little bit before I recorded this, So yeah, in one way, we're kind of saying goodbye to Jujutsu Kaisen again, with the English version now completed, well, in print anyway. So now we've just got the rest of the anime to look forward to, and then, you know, if they decide to adapt Modulo, I guess. But otherwise, I'm excited to see if Akutami ever comes back for a new series. Next up, we've got Volume 7 of Kagurabachi. And I feel like there isn't like a ton of color variety with the Kagurabachi volume covers and color pages. Like, you know, don't get me wrong, they all look really good still, but it's kind of hard to tell them apart in my opinion. This volume continues what has been my favorite arc so far, including giving us more good stuff for Samura and Hirohiko, and the beginning of the climax to this arc, which is really awesome. And then we've got Volume 5 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex with all of our divine trees here on the cover. And this volume continues the fights with both Matsuri and Ryu, who are some of my favorite characters and designs to come out of Boruto. I mentioned this when I got the last volume, but I've been enjoying Boruto, at least the manga. I haven't seen the anime really, besides whatever that really good episode was, like 65 I think, with Naruto and Sasuke fighting Momoshiki. But anyways, I hope that anime does come back eventually so they can adapt more of these manga arcs. Next up is Volume 20 of Blue Box, and this is a very Chinatsu-centric volume, which makes sense, given this is like the end of her high school basketball career and the culmination of her relationship with Yumeka. The current manga is definitely mostly about Taiki now, since he's kind of in a similar position as Chinatsu is here. But it's been interesting to follow Natsu now that she's graduated, and you know, how her and Taiki's relationship has changed with that. Just going based off where the series is currently, I would guess the manga will probably be ending sometime this year. Maybe this summer, like early fall. It's hard to say, but definitely been a good run. Then we've got Volume 16 of Akane Banashi, and this gives us the big Isho Shiguma flashback. Kiroku is a very fun character, just in and of himself, but then also how he shapes the paths that his apprentices would follow, and how his actions and decisions kind of led them to where they are now. Which I know all is super vague, but that's just because I recommend experiencing a series for yourself. I don't want to say too much. And then the volume ends with a great cliffhanger, that being the 3-year time skip. And what I did know is it also includes a little bonus one-shot, so I will have to give that a read eventually. Next up, we've got something I've been looking forward to, that being Volume 1 of Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi. It's always really exciting to get the first volume of a series released in print after having read it for a while. I've been keeping up with Kyoshi since chapter 1, and I've come to really enjoy it. In one of the more recent volume extras, I think, it was actually revealed the series was originally going to be cancelled at just 15 chapters. I'm happy it's gotten to continue, since it's only gotten better with time, in my opinion, and it's also sad, like, how cutthroat Shonen Jump can be sometimes. I'm not sure if other magazines are the same, but, because of Viz simulpubbing everything in Weekly Shonen Jump, we're way more aware of every series that comes and goes from those pages. It feels like they're quicker to drop the axe in more recent years, but maybe it's always been like that and I just don't have the right perspective on it. I have no clue what was in the magazine 20 years ago, aside from the big hits that avoided the axe, right? But anyway, yeah, good series, and I'm interested to see where it'll go after the current arc wraps up, which should be pretty soon, I think. And then rounding out the Viz releases, we've got Volume 4 of Dai Dai Dai, and still haven't started this one, but just on vibes, kind of reminds me of the new Shonen Jump series Alien Headbutt. No idea if that's accurate at all, but I guess I will find out. Then moving over to 7 Seas for another series I haven't started yet, that being Die Dark. We've got Volume 9. So yeah, I haven't started this one, but I will say I'm really enjoying Dorohedoro Season 2, and by extension, kind of remembering how great that manga was. So I'm happy that this series is still going, and also getting like a nice high-quality release. The pages are a little bit nicer quality than average manga volumes, and includes the color pages as well. So definitely looking forward to checking this one out. Then we've got one release from Dark Horse, and at long last, Volume 16 of Mob Psycho 100. I don't really know why the release of this series has been so slow. The manga's been over for a while now, and this started releasing in English way back in 2018. We were getting like a couple volumes a year for a while, but then with the last few it was more like one per year. But anyway, Mob Psycho 100 is obviously goated, both the anime and the manga. I'd love to get the One Punch Man webcomic released physically, since I did just read that for the first time, but I don't even think that exists in Japan, so probably not likely. It's not even listed on MAL, since it's not technically published in a like an official magazine or anything. But reading that series, which started before Mob Psycho 100 and has also continued after, you can really see how far One has come as an artist, which I think is really cool. The artists that he pairs up with are all great, but I think his own art has a lot of charm too. But yeah, all that aside, really happy to finally have the full series in print. I have a lot of good memories reading Mob Psycho 100 and watching the anime too, so yeah, really cool. And then for our last book this time around, we've got Volume 5 of Tower Dungeon, with a really beautiful cover here, showcasing Nihei's signature large-scale, intricate, surreal architecture that I would say he's definitely known for. Tower Dungeon is really great. I think it really captures the intrigue and adventure that every fantasy series should. It can be kind of gross and dark sometimes, but the mood's never too gloomy, like it's always a lot of fun. This volume gives us Adedelia's backstory, who's one of the more interesting party members in my opinion. But yeah, I feel like this series, in addition to Nihei's works in general, are pretty underrated, since I don't see them talked about a lot, but it seems like the people that have read them are really into them, like me, so. Then we've got one figure this time around, that being another Good Smile pre-order, which is, this time, the re-release of the Zero Suit Samus Figma. So yeah, another figure for the Smash collection. This is another one that I became aware of thanks to the YouTuber Overlord Figmori. If you saw one of my previous Ami hauls, then you'll know what I'm talking about there. But anyway, yeah, since then I've always thought this figure looked really nice with the metallic suit and like the shiny glossy hair. It's an iconic look for an iconic character. I'm pretty sure you can use this head with the other Figma Samus, so like making it look like she took her helmet off. I don't know if that's like an actual feature, or if you just kind of like sit the head on there and it just works, but cool either way. But But yeah, I am pretty excited to have this figure finally after so long. And then lastly, ending it off with my CD pickups, we've got Lucky Summer Lady by The Square. This is their debut album. Yeah, since I got the Cassiopeia vs. The Square live album last time, I figured it's about time I check out The Square themselves, since I've never listened to any of their music, I don't think. Like I said, this is their first album, which I like to start off with for most artists I'm getting into, but I'm also getting into them at the perfect time, it seems, since we've got summer right around the corner. Great vibes on the album cover here, and then I was not expecting to see that on the back, but it's kind of funny. But yeah, really looking forward to checking this one out. And then I also picked up Seychelles by Masayoshi Takanaka, another debut album for an artist I've been meaning to check out for a while, and again, perfect timing with the summer vibes here that this album seems to have. But yeah, that was everything we've got for this time. There was nothing in this haul that I was like totally dying to get, but it's nice to be able to finally check Jujutsu Kaisen and Mob Psycho 100 off of the collecting list. It's really satisfying to complete a series, especially since they're both series I've been collecting since the early days of their releases. Next week is going to be another Ami Ami haul, that being my March order, so look forward to that. And as always, thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.